happens to have been my name because of my role. The menstrual blood that they utilize is they drink it a lot. It helps them retain some youth because the human genetics age faster than the reptilian genetics. And they're trying to balance it out. I believe also that they are trying to balance their own minds out. When I brought down the old ones, they were put in a little circle. That's where I directed them. And this circle was marked off with the points of north, south, east, and west. If you were going to do something like this, you would be bringing them down from a certain area. It might be from the north. That's going to bring down a certain type of energy, or the west, or the south. These are the cardinal points. These are what you bring down. There are specific tones that create vibrations that these entities respond to. And there are certain words that have to be said. And this is what they respond to, and they are so ferocious. Their presence is overwhelming, and they would love nothing more than to get loose here, and that was my role, to keep that from happening, that these energies would be loosed upon the group that was there. They were afraid of them, and these things had to be controlled. And that is what I did. That was my role. And I sent them back again. Sometimes an entity would be brought down to go into someone's body, because there really is a possession going on. And you can call it possession of a demon, you can call it possession of a discarnate entity, possession by a reptilian. That does happen. And the person that hosts it will cease to exist. That essence will be dissolved at some point. My role as a mother goddess was to be present at certain births. At a birth, it was either a sacrifice or it was a blessing. A mother goddess, her lifeline, or the number of years that she is supposed to exist in service of the Illuminati, is 52 years of age. They have a short lifespan. When they are 39 years old, they are supposed to be impregnated, specifically with a female. When that female is 13 and the mother is 52, and she has been training that child will sacrifice the mother in a ritual and take over her role. So, let's see, I'm 48, but I don't have a child to take over, because they did do that to me when I was 39. But I did the unthinkable. I was warned by someone that this was going to happen to me. And I said, you know what? It's not going to happen. I'm not playing with their plan. I'm not going along with it. I'm not doing this. And I'm still standing here today on the other side of that line, and I am talking about it. I think that people need to understand how hard it is for someone who is trying to get out of this. And so I would like to talk about that, because I had a hard time getting out of this. I was married. My marriage was set up. I had 2 children. That was set up. They wanted me to have another. I foiled that. I've basically been a problem. But that's my purpose. I started having some severe flashbacks when I was about 31, 32, after the birth of my daughter. And I always knew that something was wrong in my life. When you are dissociative, your world is very narrowed down. It's like having many boxes inside of your head. And you're only in one box at a time. And when you're in that box, you only know about that box. And then you're in another box, and it's like nothing else exists. You have different sets of clothing. You have different tastes. You like different people, and some people you hate that the other part didn't hate. You have different experiences that you can't remember. Or it seems like a dream, because there is some leakage of one dissociated state to another at times. So my world was very narrowed down. But I always knew something was wrong. I was very depressed at times. I was moody. I did things I didn't know why I was doing them. There were big gaps in my memory, but I took it for granted. I thought everyone was like that. I thought everyone had nightmares. I thought everyone had just severe depressions where they wanted to die. I thought everybody did little things to hurt themselves when they didn't feel good and to make it all go away. I thought everybody never cried. In 1988, I started questioning some things that were said to me. My parents are very, very programmed, and they really were watching me, and they don't know, they still don't know. It took me a long time to realize that they weren't evil, bad people. They're programmed. It took me a long time to realize that about my sisters, who still don't have a clue, and they're not happy people. I had flashbacks of mysterious, just seeing part of a ritual, and I think, what is that? I had flashbacks of men in gray coats around me. I had flashbacks of military. I had flashbacks of underground places. I didn't know what it meant. I started drawing. I drew things. I took a lot of time. Because I couldn't write. I didn't even know what to write about. There was nothing in my head to write about. So I drew. And I drew with my left hand